It seemed to me that only in movies could it be possible for one day, or rather one night, to completely turn the lives of a whole group of friends upside down. But recently something happened that convinced me otherwise. One bachelorette party was a turning point for a once friendly group of people. Our social circle is 4 couples. The first one had already celebrated 3 years of life together and had a 1-year-old baby boy. My wife and I got married a year and a half ago. The third couple got married last summer. And then there's the fourth and final one. We are all about the same age, work in the same field, and live in the same neighborhood. Our relationships have survived many years and many tribulations, but one came along that we couldn't cross so easily. Kate and Ryan's wedding was set for early February. We were all excited, but there was still one important detail remaining: the bachelor and bachelor party. The tradition itself is a bit controversial, but it's fun and always goes down a treat. Ryan had invited us to a popular club with the caveat that there would be no traditional entertainment. Kate is against me ogling other girls. She said we'd show mutual respect and just have a drink with friends. That sucks, I replied to my friend. You realize we're not going to get another chance to legitimately ogle a strange dancing girl. Your wedding was our last chance. We even asked you to get married sooner just for the bachelor party. And you, the guys laughed at my joke and patted Ryan's shoulder. Well, that's okay. There's 4 of us, which means we'll have a drink and we'll have 4 fantastically stupid ideas. So unsure we'll have a good time. Guys, don't feel bad. We'll definitely come up with something. On Saturday, we hailed a cab and drove to the club. That same day, the girls went to their spot. They were focused on the availability of karaoke and the establishment from what I understood. We ordered a drink. Little by little we got into the mood. I periodically dialed. How are you there? Are you having a good time? Is your bachelor party any fun? Yeah, it was fun. Kate won the contest. She was the first to burst all the balloons and got a bottle of whiskey. Well, you can't throw it away, right? We had whiskey on top of the champagne too. And what the bottles finished? No, it's just started all run or they'll drink it without me. I went back to the guys and told them that our girls were not bored there. An hour later, my wife was already talking not quite clear and coherent. It is not strange to mix champagne with whiskey. So how are you girls doing? I asked. We're here. Yeah, we're fine. We're fine. The wife bambled mockingly, and I felt it was kind of weird. Voices. I don't even know why I asked like that. I realized that there were many other people in that establishment besides them. But my question had a strange effect on my wife somehow, and she quickly blurted out, yeah, only with girls, and hung up. I never managed to get her on the phone again that night. We had a fun and long walk, told stories from family life, remembered teenage times. Who was weird, described how we imagined their wedding in childhood. And in general, it turned out nice, heartfelt, and fun. It was already 3 in the morning when we went home, and I was alarmed by the fact that my wife hadn't shown up home yet and her phone was disconnected. When the apartment started moving, I woke up and saw that my wife had returned. No matter how hard she tried to be quiet, she wasn't succeeding. She was dropping things, knocking over chairs along the way and rattling the nightstand. I went up to meet her at the door and realized she was shattered drunk. It was 6 in the morning on the clock, and I didn't quite understand what a decent woman could be doing until then. But on second thought, I didn't think anything bad. I figured they were drinking, singing, or rather yelling into a microphone and probably dancing. And then, as it is supposed to happen at women's drinking parties, sat on a bench somewhere with smeared makeup and cried over their hard lives. I once heard their conversations, and it turns out that they carry the whole world on their shoulders, and we men just get in the way and create problems, while absolutely do not understand all the small movements of their soul. Meg, why didn't you answer the phone? I asked, holding my wife under her elbow as she tried to take off her shoes. I'm in there. Here, it's off. The phone is completely dead, she muttered and fell into bed. She fell asleep immediately, and I was alone with my headache. There was no point in going to bed. I had reached that stage of hangover when the pillow feels like a piece of concrete, and the slightest sound causes the blood vessels in my brain to contract. I don't know how it actually happens, but I felt really bad, and if I slept a few more hours, I could probably get my head together. I went to the kitchen, got a glass of water, found a pill in the medicine cabinet, and barely had time to swallow it before I heard the phone ring. To be honest, it was another ordeal, more like torture by sound. It was Ryan who dialed me at the crack of dawn. I realized that Kate had also just gotten home and woke him up, but unlike me, he was more persistent in his questioning. "Is yours back?" he asked. "Yeah, not long ago. She can barely walk." "Can she talk?" "Well, roughly." "Then go and ask her about what they were doing, those ladybirds." "She's already asleep." I didn't immediately get the point, and of course I wasn't going to wake my wife until a certain point. Then through the ringing in my ears, I did recognize additional noises. It was the bride screaming into the phone. I think I even heard something crashing. "You have no idea what they've done in there," Ryan shouted into my phone. "They're gonna tell us whether we should invite strippers or not. Those bastards." But I would not be silent, and I can't swallow it. "Looking your phone, I sent you some pictures. I'm sorry, but you should know." I ended the call on automatic and opened the pictures. They were quite racy and explicit. My wife and 3 of her friends were in them, along with several other guys. There was no doubt about it. They were strippers. And not only were they present as a fact, but our beauties got even more messed up. After these pictures, I suddenly wanted to go out on the balcony and jump upside down. The phone rang again. Ryan was shouting into the receiver. You could see that he was extremely angry. "Do you understand?" She crawled home, dropped everything in the hallway, and crawled further onto the couch. I picked up my clothes, my bag, saw my phone on the floor. Well, Dan, I had to look to see how they were resting there. "Did you see that? Did you see what was there?" I wasn't quite aware of where I was or who I was after the drinking, and more so after the terrible news. I hadn't come to my senses yet. "Yeah," I said uncertainly. "Not only did they call them strippers, not only did it, Kate called me and asked me how we were acting, and then they got drunk as pigs and started groping those men. And then you saw what they did to them, how they got behind them. Can you imagine? One of the fools took a picture on her phone. I have a video. Do you want me to send you the video?" "No, Ryan. No, I saw everything in the pictures. I went outside and walked around a bit. I wanted to reboot before a difficult conversation. An hour or maybe more later, I came back, woke my wife up and asked her to leave my house. She tried to get out of it for a long time, saying it wasn't true, that I had misunderstood, that the girls were lying. But then I handed her the picture and she shut up. An hour later came an email to the general chat room from Ryan, apologizing to the wedding invitees for canceling the wedding. "If you need any details, please contact Kate." That was how the message ended. On the day of the wedding, Ryan invited us over for drinks and asked us to support him. It wasn't easy for all of us. We got together and started discussing how this could have happened. No matter how much you drink, you still realize what's going on around you, and if you allow it, then it's normal for you. My friend said, we had a drink and decided that we had unfairly denied ourselves one pleasure the week before, so we called up the girls to catch up. Because 4 free guys have the right to watch the girls dance, it's sad that our lives have been turned upside down. It's sad that we trusted women who are capable of such meanness, and now we'll be nursing our wounds for a long time to come. One night caused 3 divorces. It's just awful. Dear friends, thank you very much for watching. Leave comments, put likes, share with friends, and subscribe to the channel.